The Bard is a position in Druidry as the teacher, the guide, the high priest, the high priestess, the coven leader, okay? So when someone says they are a bard in the Druid path, they have established their position as teacher, high priestess, all right? Hi, Phoenix family. So today's topic is the path of the Bard, B-A-R-D. And the Bard is a druid. It is under the Celtic path. When you're doing your studying under the Celtic path, there are a couple of different selections to, different directions to go in. The Druid path, that is mine, on top of a spiritual path with the Apache. For this part of the video, though, we're only going to talk about the Druid path. Primarily, when people say they are Celtic, they are either one of two. They are either of the Druid path or they are the Celtic Wiccan. Wiccan itself, which I'm not going to get into a whole lot on in this video, but Wiccan itself is very structured. And it has a reed that it follows. And those that are Wiccan Celtic or Celtic Wiccan are following this traditional Wiccan while adopting Celtic beliefs from the ancient past into their following for today. Okay? The Druid path, when someone says they're a Celtic Druid, they are not following anything as structured as Wiccan. In your studies, I do want to point out that along with many paths that are pagan were adopted by Christianity. So you will find possibly in some of your studies where Druids where there are Christian studies as well as pagan studies of magic and the use of not just magic but the understanding of sacred life. Okay, and continuation of life. My part in the Druid path has absolutely nothing to do with the Christianity at all. But as I was getting ready to talk about the Bard is a position in Druidry as the teacher, the guide, the high priest, the high priestess, the coven leader, okay? So when someone says they are a bard in the Druid path, they have established their position as teacher, high priestess, all right? I have gained that position several years ago. It's been more than 10 years since I gained that position. Today in 2020, if somebody asks me, they usually don't understand the word, oh, I'm bard. They usually don't understand that, so I tell them, oh, I'm high priestess, or I'm the teacher, I'm the guide, and they kind of comprehend that. Although very seldom will I actually throw out my title to anybody. I just don't. And the reason why is because I don't want my position that I've earned to make people think that I am greater than them. Yes, I have earned that title. Yes, I will absolutely tell you that that's what I am, but it's not to be thrown out there as to be greater than. It is just a position that I've earned so that I can take what I have learned and teach others. My studies began at about 8 years old under my elders on the Celtic Druid path. And my primary teacher was my uncle, who enforced the study of history. history and religion, history and politics, history for the world, for the city. I mean, anything he could think of that had a real history in it, that had something, that knowledge to take with you, was something that was big for him. So he encouraged that. He encouraged to turn around, look in the past, and learn from it. Learn what they did, understand why, what, and how, and then how we progressed to where we are today. That was a primary focus for him, also while teaching me Druidry and the Celtic path, and earning me the position that I'm at today after about 15 years of study. Now, I earned my position after 15 years of study, but studying never ends. Learning never ends. I am 40 years old now, and I am still learning. I am still picking up information as I go. I'm still asking questions. I'm taking knowledge from others, and then I'm continuing to share. Okay, so even though I've earned my position as a teacher, I'm never not the student. I am still always the student as well. Okay, so for the path of the bard, there are 7 gifts to evaluate, to learn, to practice, and then to achieve, so that you can reach this level. I wrote about all of these gifts in my book, Pagans of the Path by Angel Greer, which is available on Amazon for only $6 right now. But I'm going to go ahead and read to you the 7 gifts and how I had to learn them as well, so that I could walk the path of the bard to be a teacher in a druid path. Okay, so the 7 gifts of knowledge. Gift 1 is philosophy. This is the understanding of sacredness of life in all things. This gift of knowledge sees and understands how everything around us in the physical realm provides us with life, and how we must return that life by offering care and nurturing to what is around us. The trees must be planted and then fed so that they will grow strong. The trees will provide air to breathe from, food to eat from, and roots to connect to the very earth it grows from. That understanding, although it's easy to read and say, oh, well, I get that, it's a whole nother experience to actually be a part of it. It's a whole nother experience to go outside and be a part of the trees and understanding that it is a sacred being, okay? And that we live from the trees. And if we have to take a tree down, maybe we need the wood for denim or paper or, whatever, to plant more trees in its place, to continue the life cycle, right? The life cycle is something that will always continue on. There is no beginning, there is no end. And you'll see that in any of the Celtic knots. Okay, there is no beginning, there is no end. And we respect that as a druid. Okay? So that is the first one. That is the first gift. That is acknowledging. The second gift, connecting yourself to earth. A set of rituals are learned and practiced that brings one back to earth. Also, our own bodies. This is when we learn to truly develop the senses that we are born with, how to feel and be in tune with every single kind of touch, from pain to sensual pleasure, how to listen and hear beyond the realm, how to understand taste with such intensity that food or drink can be felt from the touch of your lips to the inside of your body. This is actually one of my favorites, connecting to the earth. When I truly felt this, it was so empowering, so intense, to truly feel, to truly taste. Something as simple as, I can feel the cold on my fingers, the warmth on my lips, because it's not really cold, it's kind of warm, and it fizzles as it goes onto my gums, and I can feel the taste. It's on my tongue, and it's moving into my throat. The relief in my body from taking a sip, okay, it's almost sensual in itself. This is something that I often try to introduce others to, because I personally feel that when you reach step 2, connecting yourself to earth, to understand your senses and incredibly understand your senses, to feel, taste, know, and touch beyond what you normally think, opens up everything. Everything else becomes so much easier when you reach that part. Okay? Gift 3, to offer healing. Practices that offer healing through energy transfer, the holistic approach, and medicines that increase well-being. These rituals are encouraged to practice on animals, other beings, animals as well as plant life. So, very simple rituals is the growing of a small plant, okay? And that when the plant becomes sick, you nurture it back to life. To spend time with it, to talk to it, to water it, to provide it food. Animals, to bring in the wild or domesticated animals and to bring them back to health, to show them not only the ability to eat and to do what they're supposed to do naturally, but to also to express love, to express communication. Um, when you provide nurturing to the full extent to other creatures, animals, and plants, then you also provide a healing to yourself. Okay, that is gift 3. Gift 4, affirming life as a journey. All things are connected in one's life as a journey. Not all journeys have great endings, but all things matter. From the beginning at birth to learning, marriage, having children, fighting addictions, achieving accomplishments, and then to death. To make peace with each journey, no matter the outcome. To the final conclusion that all journeys are a part of moving forward. And to kind of add more to that, it's every person deals with life in a different way. Every person has their own tribulations and obstacles to go through. But it's finding the understanding that even no matter how hard the obstacle it seems or how harsh it feels, that it is a part of your personal journey. To accept a personal journey gives yourself the tools to push forward, to always get through it. I will survive this. I can get through this. This is a part of my personal journey. This is something I'm supposed to know or learn from. Okay? Um, and then gift 5, open the door to all realities. This gift of knowledge includes meditations, shamanic journeys, sweat lodges, dream state, astral travel, and the spirit realms. In these particular group of lessons, one is able to open the third eye and reach a state of consciousness that allows seeing, hear, feel, know, and interact with all things in all realms. This is a little bit harder than it sounds. The reason I say that is because even when we think we're open to all realities, there's always a human fear of the unknown, okay? And we have to embrace that fear, accept the fear, and be like, okay, this is how I'm feeling, this is part of my journey, but this is what I want. I want to go through this while feeling this. And in general, people, when they see that fear or they feel that fear, they automatically put that block up there and they're like, I'm not doing this. I'm not interested. I'm not going to push further. I'm just going to kind of leave that one alone. So they've already built a block. Like, they're just not going to learn anymore. Or even if they build the block, but they attempt to, they're not full-heartedly into it, you know? So, like you say, I'm going to make a birthday cake for my friend. You make the birthday cake and it turns out, so you go and order a cake instead. You're still doing what you said you were going to do. You still pushed forward, okay? Fear would be, you make the cake, it doesn't turn out like you want, so you throw it away and you tell your friend, well, I tried, and then no outcome, okay? See, the opening the door of all realities is to make that cake, see it for what it is, and then decide to go forward with it, okay? Either make another one, buy one, or start all over again, okay? So to opening the door to all realities is acceptance. It's overcoming. It's to going forward. Now, number 6 is to develop potential. This gift is knowledge. It's where one begins to realize the true inner self and greater capabilities. The Druid possesses all 7 gifts of knowledge. Each individual person has their own strengths and weaknesses in journey as well as living as a Druid. In this time of study, one learns if they are best suited as a shaman, psychic, seer, or otherwise. So, this is part of developing your abilities and accepting your potential as an individual. Rather than saying, oh, you're so much better at that than me, I can't do that, um, you're not focused on that. Don't focus on this person is better or this person is stronger. What you focus on is what you can do, where your ability is set at, and then push yourself to greater those abilities, to greater those strengths, so that you become strong in who you are. If you are, I don't know, a musician, okay, don't focus on the writer that's writing a book. Oh, you're so much better at writing than I am. No, focus on the music that you can play and give it an extreme melody. Okay, that's where your focus should be. That is your knowledge, that is your potential. And it's the same for the shaman, the psychic, or the seer. It's to find your gift, just find your abilities, and then strengthen it by using it and having faith in yourself as you go. And then gift 7, the last and final one. This is before you become the teacher. This is before you become the bard or high priestess in the druid path. In the 7th gift of knowledge, one has reached a greater understanding of magic, how to move and manipulate magic to one's will. The intentions, the emotions, the intensity is reached at a higher level of spellcasting after completing the 7 gifts. After completing the 7 gifts, when you have reached that level in your understanding, in your learning, in your teaching, then magic isn't just about, oh, crap, this happened in my life. I need somebody to teach me a spell. It's about, I know which way to go. I know how I can get through this. I know that if I'm going to bring in spell work, what is going to work for me. Okay? So that right there is an introduction to the life of a bard and the druid path. If you have any questions or comments or anything, please post them in the comment thread. And I think I'm going to end it from there. So please like and subscribe. And thank you guys. I love you. Mwah.